next on the Wonder Years.
What are you looking at, dork face?
One of these days, I'm gonna kill him.
Back off, Scroat, or your little pal gets it.
I'm gonna beat his brains out.
Oh, shut up, butthead.
Tear him to pieces.
Stupid.
Now, can't your father and I leave the house for 2 hours without you two at each other's throats?
Hamster Patrol.
Next time, I'm not backing down.
Welcome back to a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear and then discuss them over a glass of wine. I'm Patrick M. Dunn, and you probably remember me from the previous 73 episodes, and I'm joined here, as always, by accomplished author, Kat Halstead.
Hello, everybody.
We made it to 74.
That is crazy.
I know. We've done this 74 times.
Plus some, actually.
There's a few deleted ups out there.
There's a few that are just like hanging out in the cloud.
Yeah, they're not keepers.
Wow.
So what's been going on with you? I see you've been doing a lot of binge watching of certain television series the last week.
I did binge watch American Crime Story, The People versus O.J. Simpson.
Yes, I did, because I brought it up in the last episode, and you were just saying it was one of those things that you needed to do, and it just so happened to land itself on Netflix, like the day we were talking about it.
Yeah, well, I think it was already available on demand, but I don't know.
Oh,
But
I like to believe that we wished it into existence.
I think we wished it into Netflix, but I just happened to get like a couple days without the nephew like on top of me. Who I love my nephew, I do, but he latches on. He
latches on, and you need 10 hours to watch a murder mystery that you already know the outcome to.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I need to watch this. I need to watch John Travolta's creepy eyebrows.
And all the wigs, all the glorious wigs.
Or Sarah Paulson in that awful Marcia Clark perm.
I feel like the last year and a half was just the year of the Marcia Clark perm wig. Because we saw it on Kimmy Schmidt as well.
Ugh. Oh, yes, we did. I forgot about that. I miss my love of Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah, she'll be back, I think, after what's her name is done brewing a child.
Oh yeah, I haven't even been keeping up with like that because I'm just kind of I'm still heartbroken over how not in love with the second season I was after I was like so in love with the first season.
Yeah, it was like lightning didn't strike twice.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
But the third season of Grace and Frankie is coming soon.
Yes, did you see the dildo teaser that was on Netflix yesterday?
No, I saw the freaking Michael Bolton in the like red satin sheet like naked thing. That keeps coming up, and I'm just like, oh.
I started to watch that, and it was not interesting.
I know that Ryan, who listens to the podcast, started watching it, and he had to stop.
I was looking forward to it, but I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. But all right, so yesterday, Grace and Frankie Twitter account, they tweeted like a teaser for the new season, which is March 24th, and it was just like a 30-second commercial that just showed dildos and vibrators.
Oh my god.
And I dropped my phone when I saw that because I was like, what the fuck?
I haven't seen it. I'm going to have to go look that up after we finish this.
So it cracked my screen, and I replied to their tweet in like all capital letters, and I was like, I saw this and was shocked and dropped my phone and cracked my screen. And they replied and were like, they said they were heartbroken in the form of a broken heart emoji.
Oh my gosh.
So shout out to Grace and Frankie for...
You know what? I'm going to say that the Netflix show Twitter accounts are like on top of it. They're on top of their stuff.
They have a great PR team, I guess.
Yeah, they have people who are like actually like interacting and reading the tweets because when the ranch drops, I'm always tweeting about it because you know how much I love the ranch.
I was going to say, like, are you tweeting Netflix shows? I was like, what are you doing with your time over there?
I tweet what I watch.
So do like the cable network shows and the regular network shows, did they ever get back to you?
Probably not. I'm probably muted by like the General Hospital Twitter.
You're on their shit list.
They're probably like, this damn bitch yet again. We get it, you don't like Sunny, but we don't care because somebody else does.
Did you tweet him the link to the General Hospital episode of our podcast where you just go on like a 42-minute rant about Brian Franz?
Yeah.
Who was the other guy? The guy, Varney?
Nathan Varney, Brian Craig. I went off.
I have listened to that episode a few times and I still can't make a sense of what anything you were saying.
Oh my god. I can't even explain it.
I was trying to put the episode together and I was like, maybe I should cut this part out. But then I was like, things you said later on wouldn't make sense. So I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm just going to leave it all here and we'll just hope for the best.
Yes, well, everybody seems to enjoy that rant that I've heard from.
Yes. So shout out to Lit Cat.
She'll return again someday.
You are the Grace and Frankie Twitter account of our podcast.
Oh my god, you know what I just remembered? We have to tell everybody. Tell them about the Katie Pat.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. All right, so...
Yeah, or whatever the name was.
So I guess Katy Perry fans are called Katy Cats. Something that we saw the other day on Twitter. I don't remember who tweeted it, but it was when her new song came out. And it was like, all right, Katy Cats, get ready for like her new single. So we decided that our fans, Ryan, Heather, Steven, those other two people from Danielle and Sarah from Twitter,
and whoever else is out there,
we're going to call you Katy Pats.
Hi, Katy Pats.
So use that hashtag whenever you can.
Okay. And you know what? We will start a group chat on a very special podcast Twitter account if you tweet us hashtag KatiePat.
Yeah, so if you want to join in on the conversation, if you want to rap with us, let us know. And we'll start a group chat and we'll get lit and, make fun of people and dish.
Do what we do.
Share gifts.
Yes, share crazy, weird gifts, whatever it is that strikes our fancy.
And tell dirty, sexy stories.
Don't give away all our secrets just yet, Patrick.
Well, I'm not revealing specific tales, but I at least want to give people a heads up of what they may be getting into.
Yeah, it could be anything because you never know what's going to happen with a crazy wild group of people.
Yeah, we could be talking about Jamie Lunar one moment, and then the next it's like buttholes. Like actual buttholes.
Yes, unfortunately, that is legit how conversations tend to go. 1 minute we're just talking about how great Savannah was, and next thing it's how cows attack.
Yeah, and getting skull fucked by a dog when you're 5 years old.
True stories. Hashtag it. True stories.
Yes. All right. So what are we doing tonight? What amazing television show from the vault are we dipping into?
Tonight we went back into the 80s, and we went back to a childhood classic of ours, tale about growing up. We are doing The Wonder Years, starring Fred Savage. We're doing a season 2 episode 4, called Steady as She Goes.
Yes, and you know what? I totally did not know that this show started in the 80s. I always thought this was a 90s show.
Because you know why? Because that's when the 90s started, is really when we cognitively really started to understand pop culture. And this was one of those shows that we were watching.
When we became aware. See, I thought this was only on for a very short period of time from 1991 to 1993. And come to find out, it has 6 seasons. It started in 1988. It aired after the Super Bowl.
Yes.
That was the premiere of the show.
Yes, it got the coveted Super Bowl spot, which, we just had a Super Bowl. We're not talking about the Super Bowl that year. We're not talking about it.
The one that just passed?
No, the one that happened the year the show started. We're not talking about that one.
What happened? I have no clue.
It was the Redskins versus the Broncos. Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Was there a terrorist attack? What?
The Redskins creamed the Broncos.
Okay, someone's going to win.
And we don't talk about that because I am a Broncos fan.
All right, well, shout out to the Redskins.
And so, yeah. So this was a show, here's the thing with the post-Super Bowl slot. It's usually a hit or miss kind of thing. You could either do really well or do really poorly, but you usually, at that first commercial break of the show, the ratings will drop, but the ratings stayed strong throughout the entire pilot episode of Wonder Years.
And I don't understand this after the Super Bowl theory, because who the hell wants to watch more TV after 5 hours of football?
Yeah, especially, with how late the games start on the East Coast, nobody's gonna be up. That I don't get.
Yeah, people are driving home and they gotta go to sleep because they gotta go to work the next day.
I mean, it's kind of late here, and I live in the mountain time zone where nobody cares what time anything airs here.
Yeah, because it ended at 11:15 Eastern time this year, and it's like, who wants to stay up for another hour and a half to watch freaking 24 Legacy?
Yeah, is that what they aired after it? I wouldn't put like a Hallmark movie on or something.
A Dean Cain movie.
So
tonight on the Hallmark Classics, Dean Cain.
Okay, that's not how it goes.
I was doing my imitation of like the Hallmark voice. Tonight on Hallmark.
The Hallmark Hall of Fame movies. They just had a really good one with Jerry O'Connell and Rebecca Romijn.
Was it Sliders?
No, it was called Lovelocks.
Ooh, okay. Rebecca Romijn sans Stamos?
Yes, and Jerry O'Connell. You know, they're married in real life and they have kids.
They are married in real life and have kids. I totally forgot about that.
You're like, that's such a weird duo.
Hallmark Hall of Fame clearly reminded us of that. Or me anyway, via you.
Via me. Because I'm just a total trash for Hallmark.
You're like the Hallmark whore. That should be your new Twitter handle. Hallmark Whore 69. That should be our email address, hallmarkwhore69 at averyspecialpodcast.com.
No, I don't think so.
That'll be my email address.
Yeah, that can be yours.
My personal.
I just really like the Hallmark Channel. I like the romances. I like the family-friendly programming. And even like their talk show is actually like entertaining.
Have you ever thought of writing a Hallmark movie?
I've thought about it.
I think you should apply for the like it's a position you can apply for. Like,
I'm working through ideas for a script.
You doing like a spec script?
You gotta do you have to have a script and get an agent before you can actually sell a script to Hallmark.
In your fantasy script, who would be your stars? Like, who would you have to be the stars of your Hallmark movie?
I would probably pick Jen Lilly for the lead, female.
I have no idea who that is.
She was Teresa on Days of Our Lives, Maxie on General Hospital.
Okay, all right. Shout out to Jen Lilly.
She's done Hallmark and Lifetime movies, and you know what I'm going to say, don't you? For the male.
I know what you're going to say, and I'll beep it. I'll beep it out. Because in the last episode, I bleeped this name out, and we were dropping clues, and we have to guess who this person is. And I'll leave another breadcrumb. They played a homosexual character in a TV series.
This is ridiculous.
All of our internet sleuths out there.
He's going to get like random tweets one day, like, this girl on this podcast likes you. And then I'm going to be like, oh my God.
Well, you know, it's part of the adventure. You'll be a famous Hallmark movie writer by this point in time, and you'll be like, funny story.
God willing.
He'll be the star. He'll play like the bus boy or something in your movie.
The bus boy. Oh, please.
With a heart of gold and dreams and aspirations. No one's just a busboy.
Oh my gosh.
All right, shall we talk about what was on the same night as the Wonder Years episode we're doing?
Yeah, I want to know what was on the night of this episode.
All right, so this aired on January 11th, 1989. It was middle of winter. It was probably snowing where we both lived.
Yeah.
We probably did not have school the next day because it was snowing. And, well, pretty much every network had original programming on this night. No reruns. It was all new across the board.
And that's nice, especially considering how early in January it was. I feel like this year, each year, it seems like you go longer and longer for that period of no new programming after Christmas.
Yeah, they want stuff to come back just in time for sweeps.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll start with ABC this night. It was a Wednesday night.
Okay.
So we had from 8 to 9 a full hour of Growing Pains.
Okay.
And at 9, The Wonder Years obviously was on. And then at 9:30, a show called Hooperman.
Okay. That was starring John Ritter, wasn't it?
Yes, it was an American comedy drama, which aired on ABC from September of 87 until July of 89. Yes, July. The show centered on the professional and personal life of a San Francisco police inspector who was played by John Ritter. And it was a Steve Boccio film, too.
Wow.
So this was a night of like half-hour dramas, I guess, like drama comedies, because I think they classify Wonder Years as a comedy in some way, just because it's a...
Yeah, it's classified as comedy, but it's definitely more dramedy. But this is really before like a dramedy was really a thing.
Yeah, the word has yet to exist. I don't think that word came along until like Ally McBeal appeared.
Yeah.
And then at 10 was China Beach, starring Dana Delaney.
Okay.
Which I think we've talked about this before, right?
I feel like it came up at some point. It's like one of those shows I don't think either of us actually watched, but we're aware of.
Yeah, it was about like nurses and doctors during the Vietnam War.
Yeah, I know my mom watched it.
It was one of those big shows like Sisters or something at the time.
Oh, Sisters! I love sisters.
This is sisters, but in war times. And then on CBS, we had a full hour of another comedy drama, something called TV 101.
Never heard of it.
I never heard of it either. It was a one-season wonder. It starred Sam Robards, and he played a recently divorced photojournalist who returns to his old high school to teach journalism.
Okay.
But instead of like doing the traditional like newsprint, he teaches his students how to run like a CNN type network.
Okay, because that makes sense for high schoolers.
I don't know. But the show also starred in early roles Matt LeBlanc and Stacey Dash, Stacey Dash probably used this knowledge when she was on Fox News for a little while.
I doubt it. She was so bland on Fox News.
They fired her, right?
Yeah, they did. And she was just so dry. She was just like, even when it was like a topic she was passionate about, that she was talking about, you couldn't get that from her. She was just kind of like, I'm here, I'm sitting on this couch with you. I mean, Dean Cain's right there, and I'm not even going to like have any chemistry to interact with anybody. It was weird.
Yeah, she didn't have that same sassiness that Dion has in Clueless.
Yeah, she didn't like. It's just, it was so weird because you would think she would become, it was like she was not comfortable in front of the camera. It was really odd.
Maybe she was like tricked into being on it, or maybe someone had the dirt on her.
I don't know. It was just weird. It was just always weird when she was on.
But they let her go.
Yeah.
Before they even officially announced it, she was absent for a while, wasn't she?
She got suspended from being on the air.
Okay. Did she say something? Something controversial?
Yeah, she said something, like, there was this one day, like, her and some other guy both like cursed on air or something, and they both got suspended. And I was like, I don't think I've even heard of this other guy.
I never understand why like people get in trouble when they swear on TV. Sarah Paulson can say fuck on FX, but they can't swear on news, like a news channel.
Well, each network has, you have the censors and the standards.
But it's a cable channel. It's not like it's NBC.
Yeah, the news networks, I think they kind of want a level of professionalism, and cursing on air is kind of not professional.
Okay. I mean, is Lena Dunham saying penis on the Today Show professional?
Nothing Lena Dunham does is professional. Lena Dunham is a piece of shit, and she can go get the fuck out of my face.
Shout out to Lena Dunham.
Can we just like never mention that fucking bitch again?
I'm okay with it if you are.
She no longer exists.
Okay. I do like Girls though. I do like that show.
I don't know what that is.
All right. Kat will not be binge watching Girls this weekend. Mm-mm. All right. After TV 101 was another show I've never heard of, The Equalizer.
Equalizer.
Yes. It was an American crime drama television series about a retired espionage intelligence officer with a mysterious past. And he uses his skills from his former career to exact vigilante justice on behalf of the innocent people who are trapped in dangerous circumstances. So it's basically like Batman, but not Batman, maybe? I don't know. Mm-hmm. It was on for a while. It was on from 1985 until 1989 on CBS.
Really?
So maybe your grandparents watched it? I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe. Probably.
And following The Equalizer was a show that I've never seen, but I am aware of, called Wise Guy.
I don't think I've ever heard about them.
It was, basically was 21 Jump Street, but instead of a young cop infiltrating high school to stop crime, it's like a young FBI agent infiltrates the mob undercover. And it was really known for not doing like an episodic stories. They would do things like story arcs. It was like one of the first crime shows to do like a story arc.
An actual, okay.
It would be like 5-6 episodes at a time. Like it wasn't like Law and Order where everything's wrapped up in 37 minutes. Well, it's 37 minutes now with commercials, pretty much.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey and Jerry Lewis have also guest starred on the show.
Okay, that's an interesting... Jerry Lewis and Kevin Spacey. Okay, wow.
All right, shall we talk about what was on NBC?
Yeah, give me NBC.
All right, this is a good night for NBC because at 8 p.m. is Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved Mysteries!
Which has recently come back to Amazon.
Yeah. I gotta get on Amazon and watch it.
So I guess it's the classic episodes, but they have little, like, updates at the end of the segments? Is that how it works?
Something like, you know what? I will message my friend who's been watching and find out if you want.
Okay, and I also want to give a shout out to the Unsolved Mysteries podcast, whose name escapes me, but I like it. Just search for Unsolved Mysteries podcast on the podcast app and you'll find it.
I will have to do that later because that sounds awesome.
And then at 9 p.m. was another classic, Night Court.
Love Night Court!
And then, following Night Court was a show which I guess has done crossover episodes with Night Court, and I did not know this until just now. My Two Dads.
My Two Dads! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, legitimately, last week, I don't know why this happened. Out of nowhere, I got the theme song stuck in my head. I had not been watching YouTube videos or anything.
I just saw that My Two Dads was brought back on some TV channel. Like one of those nostalgia channels. I don't know which one though. It's obviously one I don't have.
Okay, I know what I'm doing later. I'm gonna see if I have it on one of the channels I get, because I'm so watching. I love My Two Dads. But of course, I'm also just trash for anything Michael Jacobs.
And Paul Reiser. Shout out to Paul Reiser.
Yes.
Early role for you. And who's the other guy? Greg Evigan?
Greg Evigan.
Oh, is it Evigan?
Or something like that.
The plot line of My Two Dads is so insane. So I guess Emma Samms was the mom.
Oh, really?
I just found this out tonight. So the mom was played by Emma Samms, and she dies in the first episode. And I guess two of her boyfriends come back, Paul Reiser and Greg Evigan. And obviously, they don't know which one is the father, so they just decide to both be the dads.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just outlandish.
Well, think about it. It's the 80s when the show was produced. Nobody really understands or knows DNA. So it's not like they could just do a quick swab test and be like, okay, Paul Reiser, you're the dad.
There is an episode where they do a DNA test and Nicole tears up the results because she doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
So it existed, but it probably took 4 years to get the DNA test results.
Yeah, it wasn't like you could go on Maury Povich, take the swab in the morning, and find out during the taping in the afternoon.
Find out 4 hours later during the taping.
Yeah.
Shout out to Maury Povich.
And all those crazy people that go on that show.
There should have been a Maury Povich episode. I mean, there should have been a Maury Povich My Two Dads episode.
Or whoever was hot then, Sally Jesse Raphael.
And then they were about to announce who the dad is, and the power goes out. Mm-hmm. So they don't hear it over the loudspeaker. And after My Two Dads, wrapping up the NBC night is a show I've never heard of called Tattingers?
I don't recognize that name.
It was an hour-long comedy drama. There's a lot of comedy dramas on this year. And it was about a couple, Nick and Hillary, and they co-own a posh Manhattan restaurant together. And I guess it was known for they would actually bring in real-life celebrity couples onto the show, and they would play themselves as the clientele. I don't know. I don't have any examples. So if it took place in New York, did Donald Trump show up on it? From what little information I have, I don't know, but I imagine he probably did. Him and, who was his wife in 1988?
I think he was still with Ivanka.
Ivana.
Or Ivana.
He was still with his daughter at that point.
Sorry.
Do you know what would be really funny if there was an episode of this show and it was Donald and Ivana, and they were, Ivana was holding a Nordstrom's bag?
Oh my.
But we'll have to do some extensive research. If anyone out there knows of the show and you know of the celebrity couples who were on the show, let us know. Tweet us at VeryPodcast and use hashtag KatiePats. And we will gladly reply. One of us will reply to you.
Yeah, one of us will reply. You'll never know which one.
You'll probably tell, because I will be the crazy or outlandish messages, and yours will be more grammatically correct.
Mine will be really snarky. I got called out on my snark the other day.
Mine will be in all caps.
For being kind of snarky.
Ooh, okay. I almost thought you were going to say slutty for some reason.
I haven't been slutty for years, Patrick.
Okay. Podcast exclusive. All right, shall we get into the TV Guide summary?
Yeah, let's get into this TV Guide summary.
Enough of us. Let's hear what TV Guide had to say about Steady As She Goes, the Wonder Years episode. And I'd like to preface that sometimes the TV Guide summaries are snarky, sometimes they are bitter, and sometimes they just don't represent the episode at all. So I'll read the summary and we'll make a decision. All right, so hoping to get closer to Winnie, Kevin makes a spur-of-the-moment decision to go steady, but it doesn't turn out to be quite what he had in mind.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, that's what happened. It's very matter-of-fact this week.
This must have been an era of TV Guide before they got snarky and bitter. Maybe this was the classy era of TV Guide when things were run smoothly.
Or maybe they didn't actually see the stuff and they just had what the network would send them.
How do TV Guide summaries work? Do the summary writers get to see the episode in advance, or they just get notes from the network? I don't know.
That's a good question. I bet they get screeners now, because I bet screeners are probably easier to do now.
You just log onto a website with your info.
Yeah, you just log onto a website and then...
You have a special, like, Hulu account.
Yeah, there's probably, like, something.
Under wraps. Like, you get, like, a special menu
Yeah.
that us normal people don't get.
Yeah, something. Like, there's press sites and stuff that...
You go to the Illuminati headquarters and watch all these future TV shows.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so what happened in the Wonder Years this week? Let's get into this wild world of the late 60s, early 70s.
Okay, so we start off with our narrator telling the story of how boys and girls go steady in middle school, junior high. And it's like, it's not Kevin or Winnie that you see in this moment. It's just like generic boy and girl. And the boy is played by the only Robin Thicke, making his acting debut.
I did not realize that was Robin Thicke. Holy shit, you are right now that I'm thinking about it.
That was Robin Thicke. That's why I sent the picture earlier.
You did send the picture, but I didn't put the two and two together. I'm sorry.
You didn't get the blurred lines. It didn't like click with you.
Didn't the creator of the show also work on Growing Pains?
Yes, they did. They created Growing Pains as well.
Okay, so that's why we had this crossoverness going on. Okay, that all makes sense.
Yeah, and that's how Dan Lauria got his job as Jack, the dad, is because he was dating Joanna Curran, and she called and got him the audition because he was too afraid to call and ask for one.
Ooh, Dan Lauria is such like, he's the most like fatherly looking person in the world. He just like looks like everybody's dad.
He's so awesome.
I just remember when he was Bailey's wrestling coach on Party of Five. I don't know why, but I just always remember that for some reason.
I just remember that he and Wendy Malick would do like theater workshops at my college, and they were always like things I couldn't get into. I was like, damn it.
What?
Yes.
You mean Nina Von Horn and Bailey's wrestling coach from Party of Five were at your college?
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a name. He's just Bailey's wrestling coach from Party of Five. I don't even think of him as Mr. Arnold. I just think of him as Bailey's wrestling coach. He's probably only in like 3 episodes of Party of Five.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Patrick.
Shout out to Dan Lauria. Do you know who I do like, though? I like the mom.
The mom on The Wonder Years, Ellie Mills?
Yeah, Ellie Mills. She's on Bold and the Beautiful?
Yes, she is. She plays Pam on The Bold and the Beautiful. And, okay, this is going to blow your mind. Her love interest on The Bold and the Beautiful is the dad from Small Wonder.
What? The dad from Small Wonder is still acting and he's on daytime television, internationally acclaimed Bold and the Beautiful right now?
Yes.
I don't believe it. I don't believe you. I need to see the receipts. You need to produce these. Link me to the IMDb page.
Honey, you're going to get the receipts.
I thought that guy would have just been crushed alive by the 80s sitcom.
I think he's the only one from Small Wonder still acting.
You mean he's not living like under a bridge in Washington State?
No.
Wherever that, like the brother.
Doing interviews for gift cards.
He didn't grow up to be Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins.
No.
Or isn't the girl who played Vicky, she's like a nurse now or a doctor? Didn't we figure that out?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. We talked about it in our Small Wonder episode.
Which is a blur to me. Speaking of blurred lines.
Yeah, that was so long ago. That was like, okay, we both lived in different places then. That's how long ago it was.
Yes. And that was a whole lifetime ago.
Yeah, so long ago.
Is Hunter Tylo still on Bold and the Beautiful?
No, she is not.
Whatever happened to her? I know she had that bad plastic surgery job, but I don't know what happened to her after that.
Yeah, well, she was doing the reality show with like Donna Mills and Vanessa Marcel and all that, like that Queens of Drama thing on Pop TV. And like she just like vanished from it. Like there's like an episode where it's like, okay, Hunter's not coming in anymore. It was just like so weird. She just like dropped out. There's like this thing with her husband, like really upset that she hadn't taken his name yet. They'd been married for a while, but she's like, and she kept trying to say, well, people know me as Hunter Tylo because that's what I've been going by for the past like 20 something years. You know, it's part of my brand and my identity in this business. And he was like, he was like really upset about it. And then like the last time I think we saw her, she had given him papers that said she was changing her last name to whatever his is. Like she's still on Twitter. Like she's active on Twitter, I think. But like I haven't seen her acting or on like TV since then.
But I mean, you can change your last name in real life, but in your stage name can just be whatever it was originally. If you want it to be. Yeah,
he's just really like weird about like it's not like Hunter is her real name anyways.
No, it's not like
her real name is like Debbie.
Debbie. Hi, I'm Debbie. You can call me Hunter though.
It was so ridiculous. And then she just like vanished from the project.
I can picture the name of her book. Like if she ever came up with like an autobiography, it would be called Don't Call Me Debbie.
That reminds me, I gotta order Eric Braden's new book, I'll Be Damned.
What? Who's that?
Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Victor Newman. I didn't know he had a real name. I just always thought he was Victor Newman. All right, so Hunter Tyler disappeared. She's no longer anywhere. She just sometimes tweets things. Okay. Follow her on Twitter.
Yeah, I think she's still active on Twitter. Now I'm gonna look her up.
Look her up right now. Let read a Hunter Tylo tweet. Let's have tweeting.
Let me see if I can find one.
The tweeting with Tylo. That'll be a new segment of the podcast.
Let me see what I can find, if I can find it. Oh, there she is. I didn't even realize that was her because the last name's different.
What's her last name now?
Hunter Archilla.
What? I am not watching a movie.
Formerly known as Hunter Tylo.
Wait, so if you click on her page, it says...
Oh my god. Yes, official Twitter handle for Hunter Archilla, formerly known as Hunter Tylo.
That's just way too much, introduction.
Yeah. Oh my god. Wow.
All right. What's the last thing she tweeted?
She hasn't tweeted since November, so she's not, super active.
So she was crushed by Donald Trump's presidency, that she just stopped tweeting like Kristen Johnston.
The last thing she tweeted was a Bible passage, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh, yeah. What's her last non-Bible passage tweet?
Selling stuff on eBay.
Okay, she's just a boring Facebook mom now.
Yeah,
she just is doing laundry today.
It's all eBay stuff.
Ugh, laundry.
So.
Off to pick up the kiddos.
So yeah,
fixing hubby's lunch.
So yeah.
So shout out to Hunter Tyler. What's her name? Hunter Chinchilla now.
Okay, so
Archilla. How do you spell it? We're a basic crowd.
Archilla.
Shout out to Hunter Archilla. We don't even know where you are. Has she liked anything recently?
I don't know. Let's see. She has 480 likes. Wow, that's a lot of likes.
All right, we don't care. We can move on.
Yeah, Bible stuff. Okay, so when you were in middle school, did you ever just randomly go up to a random girl and be like, do you want to go study?
I wouldn't do it in person. I would do it over the phone.
Oh my god, you were one of those guys.
Yeah, well, because it was too awkward to do it in person. So you would just you know what? Let me creepily find out your phone number. Let me get it through
I had a guy do this to me once.
But so Robin Thicke asks this girl, he just kind of runs up to her and he's like, hey, you want to go study? And she's she bats her eyelashes. She's like, sure. And then they just kind of disband. There's no further conversation.
But that's what they were back when we were that age. Kind of okay, you're my boyfriend, I'm your girlfriend. Okay, see you later. Maybe we eat lunch together or something.
It was in name only.
You go to the dance together, and you don't even go together. You meet up at the dance and you dance all the slow songs together.
And then you separate. And break up 2 weeks later.
Sorry, Brian. I might have done that to you every single school dance.
So, in case you haven't figured out from Cat's story, the theme of this night's Wonder Years episode is about, I guess, first boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, the first person you go steady with, which I don't think kids even use that term anymore.
No, that's such a 1967 term, I think.
That I think we still tried to use in the 90s, just a little bit.
I've definitely heard it in things before, and I'm like, what are they talking about?
Well, I think when you think about the stuff we watched the Wonder Years. We watched Saved by the Bell, so it was still in our vernacular, but it definitely has wiped away the last 20 years.
Oh yeah, it's not a people say GF now.
Yeah.
BF. Everything's abbreviated.
Totes.
Shout out to abbreviations.
So the thing is, Kevin is really jealous because Winnie has a boyfriend and
Kirk McCrae.
Yes. And Paul gets a girlfriend in this episode. He starts dating Carla
Healy. And all right, so the way that he becomes introduced to Carla Healy, Kevin and Paul are in the hallway. They see Robin Thicke introduce himself to this girl, and they're like, "Yuck, that's disgusting. We'll never become that. We're gonna be bros for life."
Yeah.
Ugh, all that shit. And then they're at lunch, and they're the two of them just eat alone together. They have no other friends really.
Yeah.
And Kevin's all like, "Oh, you're my best friend, Paul. We're gonna be friends forever." And they go, "We'll get our names tattooed on each other." And then this random chick just walks up, and she's like, "Hey, Paul. Guess what? I have a secret to tell you, but you can't tell anybody. I know somebody who likes you, and her initials are CH." And she's going to be at the ice skating rink tonight, so you should probably go there. And Paul's just kind of like pretending he's not interested, but he's like, holy shit. Like deep down, he's got like a little boner in his pants and he's all excited.
Well, can we be real? Paul was a total nerd.
Yeah, he's like Millhouse looking.
And like, for real, Millhouse looking nerd. And he never thought a girl was going to like him. And then there's this nerdy girl, Carla, who's all like, yes, Paul Pfeiffer.
But he's acting like all cool about it. He's just like, yeah, you know, maybe I'll go to the ice skating rink. And he's pretending he doesn't know who the initials CH are, but he really knows.
He knows.
Kevin's like, all right, we're not going to the ice skating rink tonight. We're gonna like chill at the bowling alley. And he's like, yeah, totally, we're gonna do that. That's fine. But like, come 20 minutes later when they're in like choir class, Paul's singing a whole different tune.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I kind of fucking hate bowling. Bowling's like shitty. We bowl every week. You beat me. My wrist ends up hurting the next day. So I think we should maybe give like figure skating a try. Whatever it was. He thinks it's outside.
Paul, you're using the wrong ball. If your wrist is hurting, you're using the wrong ball.
Like, Paul doesn't even know what like skating is. Like, he thinks it's outside. It's the middle of like spring or fall, maybe. I don't know.
I think it's supposed to be fall, but it airs in January. So.
It's funny because they don't say ice skating. I think they just said skating. So I was thinking it was going to be like a roller skating thing, and then all of a sudden,
yeah, I thought it was going to be a roller rink.
And then all of a sudden, it turned out to be like ice skating, like an ice skating rink. And I was like, oh, I was not expecting that. But Kevin's pissed. Then he decides he wants to go after all when he thinks Winnie Cooper is singing to him.
But Winnie's really singing to McCrae, who's standing outside the door with a I'm sorry, Winnie sign. And it's this really awkward moment because Kevin's staring at Winnie. And they're singing the song.
Yeah, and there's a rumor going around that Winnie is going to dump Kirk McCrae, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is Kirk McCrae like an older guy?
Might be, or he just like is just tall. He got that growth spurt first. Well, they actually did break up Kevin and Winnie for a while at one point because Danica got so much taller than Fred.
Oh, and yeah, like she was starting to develop.
Oh, well, yeah, she was tall, and then Fred wasn't growing, so they waited for Fred to grow before they got them back together.
It was like 2 seasons later.
It was like between the 3rd and 4th season, like he caught up to her.
I was never a fan of Winnie Cooper.
Oh.
She reminds me of the annoying twins on The Simpsons, like the ones that are in Lisa's class.
Sherry and Terry.
Or maybe Bart's class.
They're in Bart's class.
Yeah. What are they? Do they have a last name?
Probably, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Lucky I know Sherry and Terry are their names.
I almost said Lovejoy.
And I'm not just calling them Purple 1 and Purple 2. No, that's Allison Lovejoy is the minister's daughter, who's Bart's girlfriend.
For like an episode, and she's like a beast. She's like Damien, basically.
Yeah, she's like, here, I'm going to steal the money from the election plate.
I'm going to draw swastikas all over the school and blame it on you, Bart.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a piece of shit, Bart.
You're my excuse for getting away with all this troublesome behavior.
I'm going to pin it on you because everyone thinks you're a prick. She totally would say that, too.
Yeah, she would.
Who voiced Allison Lovejoy? Do we know?
I don't know, but I could probably find out.
Let's do it, because I feel like it would have been someone that was popular at that, like in the 90s, whenever this episode aired.
Winona Ryder.
Ooh, Winona Ryder.
Yes.
I mean, she is a Hellraiser in real life. She steals from, like, Saks Fifth Avenue, stealing money from the collection bin at Springfield not Catholic, whatever church, Protestant church, I don't know what they are.
Presbyterian.
Oh, yes. Shout out to Presbyterians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Winona Ryder was actually named after the town I used to live in.
What?
Yes.
You know what? I'm sorry. For some reason I was thinking the other way around, like they named your town after Winona Ryder. I just realized it. I was like, wait a second. No, okay.
No.
It was like, we're naming the town Winona.
No. It was named after like a Native American princess or something, actually.
After our town's first daughter, Winona Ryder. Great actress. Star of Heathers and Beetlejuice and stealing things from Saks Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
Mr. Deeds.
So, yeah, that's who voiced Allison Lovejoy.
Yeah, and Allison Lovejoy. We're going to have to dig that episode up and just try to see if we can tell if it's Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Shout out to Winona Ryder.
Okay, so, yeah, they're at the skating rink, and things get awkward because it's a couple's skate, and Paul goes off to skate with Carla, and Winnie comes up to Kevin, and it's super awkward. Like, it is so awkward at this moment because she's been sent over to ask him something, and at this point, there's some romantic history between Kevin and Winnie.
Yeah, don't they kiss in the very first episode of the show?
Yeah, they kiss in the first episode.
Which, like, they jumped through all of that, like, will they or won't they, and just have it happen in the first episode.
Yeah, but then it becomes will or they won't they again.
For, like, the rest of the show, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. But, so Winnie comes over and she's like, doesn't want Kevin to do what she's asking. That's the impression I got.
Yeah, I kind of got that impression too.
I mean, it's going to be weird. It's weird when you have to go up and ask, like, a guy if they'll, like, do something with your friend. Because you never know what the guy's going to say, and then you look like a fool.
Winnie be acting a fool.
And she's all like, well, will you skate with, Becky Slater? And Kevin's like, Becky Slater? And then Kirk McCrae comes up and he, like, grabs Winnie, and then, like, the anger just boils up into Kevin, and he's like, yeah, Becky Slater.
And he's, like, skating towards her, and he's knocking people over.
Yeah, it's like
he's, like, clotheslining people.
This is, like, it was actually kind of terrifying. I was like, oh my God. And he goes up to Becky Slater, and he goes, Becky Slater? And she's like, yeah. He's like, will you go steady with me? And she's like, yeah.
And then it cuts to commercial.
And then they, like, start skating away. It was so awkward.
The scene where Kevin just skates across the ice skating rink, it just looked like he was hulking out. Like he went from Bruce Banner to Incredible Hulk. You don't want to see me angry kind of reaction. And you know what? Angry Kevin Arnold is so non-threatening too. Like, despite all of this, it's just like, wait, I don't think that Kevin Arnold could have knocked over all those people. Those people were like 3 times the size of him. It was like Scrappy-Doo trying to go after the monsters in Scooby-Doo. Like... That's what that reminded me of. But I don't remember if this line happened before the skating rink or if it was after the skating rink, but there definitely was a scene where they were in the kitchen, like in the family kitchen, and I think the phone rang, and
this is after.
I think this is after. It was Becky Slater calling Kevin. Adult Kevin, the narrator, he, like, has this line about nosy moms, and he's just saying, like, oh, it's like a nosy mom checking the crotch of their son's pants in the middle of a crowded department store, and say things like, ooh, plenty of room in there.
Oh my God.
I was like, what? What?
I totally, like, did not catch that line. Like, it just, oh my.
I think it's just because Daniel Stern's voice is so calming that you just kind of are so relaxed by everything he says that you just did not pick up on what he was saying, maybe?
Yeah. Like, I remember him saying something, like, about moms thinking it's okay to discuss your love life at the dinner table.
I think that's where it was, like, in...
It was probably in there, too, and I concentrated on that part, and you picked up the other part.
Well, I was watching it on closed caption. Like, I watch everything on closed caption. So you tend to...
Oh, yeah, I didn't have the closed captions on. I just had the headphones on.
You tend to read things that your mind is not hearing. So you're like, what the fuck did he just say? They just said, like, that Kevin has a small penis? What?
Oh, God.
Well, they did.
Oh, my God.
On ABC, 1989, 9 p.m. TV fare.
Okay.
Sorry, Fred Savage. You've been outed.
Oh, my God.
All right, so what happens next in this this whole mess?
Okay, so they become a couple, and, like, Kevin's like, okay, he thinks he's gonna get Winnie back by dating Becky and make her jealous. But, like, he gets squished between them, and he's, like, dating Becky, but they don't talk at all.
Yeah, Becky's just a pawn on this, like, chessboard to get Winnie Cooper back.
Yeah.
And he's just failing miserably at it.
So, like, they don't do anything. Like, they sit together at lunch, but, like, Becky talks to Winnie, and then Kirk McCrae tries to, like, goof off with Kevin, and Kevin's like, I hate all these people.
Paul now eats lunch with Carla. So Kevin has to sit in between Winnie and Becky.
Yeah.
And just, like, hear them, like, girl gossiping back and forth.
Yeah, it's just, like, they just gossip, like, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, he thought it would get him closer to Winnie, but it just, like, it got him closer to a place that he did not want to see her. Because he's, like, seeing her in a different light. Like, he's seeing her as, like, a girl now, like an actual, like a gal pal.
Yeah, he's seeing, like, this whole other side of Winnie that he was not ready for.
We're getting, like, junior high Sex in the City lunch right here, is what was happening.
Pretty much. That's what this level was.
And who is Becky? Becky is the Miranda, maybe?
Maybe.
And Winnie is the Kristen Davis character?
Yeah, she's definitely the Kristen Davis character. No, that was her character on Melrose Place.
Yeah, Melrose Place.
Charlotte.
Yeah. So Winnie's the Charlotte. Becky's the Miranda, and Kevin's just like the boy who gets fucked and left.
Yeah, it's like awkward. Like when you were in middle school, like you had your group that you had lunch with like every day, right?
Yeah, and you never ate lunch with anyone else under any circumstance whatsoever.
Yeah, you did. Like you always like would sit at the same table and like the same seat. Like I remember I would sit with a group of girls, and then there was a table of boys behind us, and we might interact with some of the boys, and that was it. Like these were I remember that's how I met this guy David and this guy Dan. I never had classes with them, but we sat next to each other at lunch every day in like the 6th grade. So we would talk to each other. It wasn't like I sat one side of the cafeteria one day and I was over there on another side the next day. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe things were different in the 60s. Who knows?
Maybe I mean, we weren't assigned seats. It's just the way everything flowed. Like maybe halfway through the year, the boys and the girls table kind of merged a little bit. But
this is TV, and people sit where the story leads them and needs them to be.
Yeah. So Kevin's just like, I gotta get out of this. And then Becky calls him at home, and his like sister and his brother and his mom all give him like crap about having a girlfriend. And he's just like, I'm gonna break up with her.
And before he even gets a chance to break up with her, there's like already a rumor going around the school that she's gonna break up with him, and he's pissed.
Well, first they have like the really weird, awkward like date.
Oh yeah.
Where Winnie shows up and like Kevin gets all like possessive of Becky, and like he was gonna break up with her, but then he like got pissed off Winnie that he was with her, so he's like, yeah, Becky's my girlfriend, have some of my Coke.
There kept being some weird moments like where it's like maybe him and Winnie are gonna get together, but then all of a sudden it gets shut down like 2 seconds later.
Kirk shows up and he like makes Winnie happy, and Winnie kisses him.
Yeah, because I think when it's just one-on-one Winnie and Kevin, like Winnie is 100% giving all of her attention to Kevin, and he's kind of just gets a little excited. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden like Kirk McCrae will just like pop out of like a locker somewhere and just be like, hey,
yeah, seriously, he just like pops out.
Yeah, he like pops out of a trash can or something. He's just like always like 2 seconds away just from appearing.
Yeah, he's just always there. Show up right before like Winnie like gets it in her head that Kevin's the one.
And then Winnie forgets everything. Like she forgets all about Kevin and just like kind of blindly follows Kirk McCrae into whatever.
But I do think there's part of Winnie that is afraid of what being with Kevin would mean.
So Winnie is drinking the Kirk McCrae Kool-Aid, and Kevin has not yet to make the Kool-Aid, so he needs to learn how to make Kool-Aid. But it's all right. He'll get like a string of like meaningless girlfriends over the next like 2 seasons.
Poor Kevin.
He'll get his own brand of Kool-Aid, Purple Saurus Rex. And can I just bring it up? Paul, Josh Saviano, is not Marilyn Manson.
No, he is not. Okay.
So despite what anyone ever told you in middle school, he is not Marilyn Manson?
Or high school or whatever. Whenever like Marilyn Manson was popular, because for us it was high school.
Well, yeah, I think, like 9th grade. Okay, you're right.
It was definitely high school because I remember being in high school during Columbine, and my brother had to sell his Marilyn Manson CDs back to the CD store.
Oh.
So
the media fingered Marilyn Manson for that heinous crime. It's like, oh yeah. Fueled many Eminem lyrics for the next few years.
Yes, they did.
Shout out to Marilyn Manson.
Shout out to Eminem.
Shout out to Josh Saviano.
Who's a lawyer now.
He's a lawyer? He got lawyered up?
Yeah, he's a lawyer. He went to Yale and became a lawyer, and he lives in New York City.
Okay.
Didn't you watch that paparazzi video I sent you of Danica McKellar leaving like a movie theater?
I clicked on it.
They asked her about it. She's like, they're still talking about that? That's 20 years old. It's been shot down. He is not Marilyn Manson. He's a lawyer.
Have you ever heard of Snopes.com?
Yeah, like seriously, people.
There's a Wikipedia page for Josh Saviano, and nowhere on there does it say that he's Marilyn Manson. And Marilyn Manson has a completely different name. But I could definitely see it, though.
Because I Googled it just to, because I could have sworn there was, Josh called into, TRL or something, maybe. And I was, looking for that video. But I got, all these creepy, recent videos, in the last couple of years of, people going, the kid from the Wonder Years is Marilyn Manson. I'm like, are you kidding me? People.
Like those YouTube videos where it's just, the person talking in their bedroom.
Or just,
after a makeup tutorial.
Creepy music over, face morphs of Josh Saviano morphing into Marilyn Manson and back again over and over. I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, my YouTube recommendations are screwed now.
You're going to get like, your algorithm is all fucked up now.
Like,
it's like, goodbye makeup tutorials. Hello,
goodbye
face
nail art. Hello, Marilyn Manson videos.
The Perfect Drug by 9 Inch Nails will pop up tomorrow.
Oh my God. I think I like rectified it tonight though by watching a bunch of Ruckus videos and Keenler.
You had to course correct the universe.
Yeah, I had to course correct. I had to go watch my couples. So we'll see what happens after that.
All right. So what happens next on Steady As She Goes?
Kevin, eventually there starts, like, Carla and Paul come up to Kevin. She's like, I'm so sorry. And Kevin's like, why? She's like, oh, you don't know yet? Becky's dumping you because she thinks you like somebody else.
And he's pissed because he wanted to be the upper hand man. It's like that episode of Seinfeld when
he wanted to dump
George
her.
wants to break up with the woman, but she like swoops in. Is it George?
And she won't break up with him. She's like, it has to be mutual. That it doesn't work that way. If somebody really wants to break up with you, they will break up with you. They will pack their shit and they will move.
They will move all your shit out of their apartment.
Yeah.
And send you to another state.
Pretty much.
And putting our podcast on hiatus for a few months.
Jackass.
But we prevailed. You you listened to a lot of Gloria Gaynor and you survived.
I did survive.
You made a burn book.
So like Kevin confronts Becky and like he confronts her outside of the school bus and she's like, well, you like when he's like, well, I did, but I don't know what I like. He's like, I don't know you. Like we didn't talk. This is the most we've ever spoken.
And then she misses her school bus because they're arguing over this like nonsense. And she's all pissed. She's like, oh fuck, now I gotta walk home. And he kind of feels bad and he's like, oh shit, I'm sorry. He's like, you know what? Your house is on the way. I'll just walk you home. And she's like, no, I don't want you to feel guilty over this. And he's like, no, let's just, I don't know, be two bros walking down the street, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just like walk and talk and get to know each other finally, now that we're broken up.
Yeah, and then they bust into like a classic Carole King song.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Was that what it was playing?
Yes, it is. And they're like walking and he puts his arm around her and she like shakes it off.
That was
like my favorite part.
A great final touch because he's like, he probably thought after this like 30 seconds, like, you know what, she probably thinks I'm all like smooth and suave now.
Like that was kind of bold putting his arm around her. Like I would think he would try to hold her hand. I was like, oh, he's gonna try and hold her hand. No, he put his arm around her. I was like, whoa, Kevin, slow your roll.
And like if I was her, I'd still be pissed that I missed the bus because like, you know what, she's gonna be late. She's gonna miss like, Dark Shadows
or whatever was on, and maybe she just wanted to like get home and listen to her Beatles albums or whatever.
Yeah, Revolver.
But she's got to walk home with Kevin.
Yeah, it's gonna take like an extra 20 minutes. Her mom's probably going to be like worried sick.
Yeah.
Her after school soup will go cold. They didn't have microwaves.
No, they didn't. They did not have the science ovens yet.
No. So this is like Kevin just fucked up her day. Fucked up her whole afternoon.
Yeah, like she's going to have less time to do her homework. Like she's going to lose her phone privileges for the night. She's not going to be able to gossip with Winnie.
So that is like Steady As She Goes, the classic Wonder Years episode.
Yeah, we'll call it a classic.
Just in time for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, just in time for Valentine's Day.
A nice breakup to makeup.
A nice look at young love.
And I thought we were getting like a Kevin and Winnie episode too. And
I thought we were too.
And it totally was not.
You know what though? I think because the first season's only like 6 episodes long, I think in our heads the first season's probably much longer. It's like the first and second season together. So when we're thinking season 2, we're really thinking like season 3.
Oh yeah, we're probably thinking like the end of the run.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was surprising because I was like, wait, Kevin and Winnie don't get together and he is like still gonna try to go after Becky Slater? What?
Yeah, he's in 7th grade. He doesn't know what he wants. He shouldn't know what he wants. He's in 7th grade.
So shall we get into what's coming up next? And it's going to be our 75th episode spectacular.
Are we ready for this?
We've been talking about...
I don't think we can ever be ready for this.
We've been talking about doing this for at least 75 weeks. Like 75 episodes we've been talking about doing this. And
for like how many years now?
2 years, like almost 3 years.
Yeah.
I think when we recorded like our 3rd episode, we were like, we should do this. And then it just kept getting pushed back.
It was just something like, we will get to it eventually.
Yeah, like, let's just focus on sitcoms. And then we're like, you know what, we need to do a drama. And then we threw some movies, some music videos in there. And like now we're even talking about like doing books. But
yeah.
Episode 75 was coming up. And we're like, all right, this is like a monumental number because we only thought we were going to do like 6 episodes and then just like forget about doing this.
Yeah, we kind of like had no clue we would still be doing
So
this.
I admire our tenacity.
Yes.
That we're so in honor of. Before I even say that, someone requested it too.
Yeah.
Heather requested it like a week ago.
Yeah, like we've been plotting to do this for weeks, actually for months. Like it has actually been on our official list for months.
And she brought it up. So we are going to do the classic animated special that you probably watched in school in like second grade.
Or on TV because it aired on every single channel the night it aired.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue? That's what it's officially called, right?
That's what it's officially called.
Yeah. It stars pretty much like every Saturday morning cartoon character that existed in like 1989 or 90, whenever this aired. And
yeah, you get like Slimer, Winnie the Pooh, the Ninja Turtles, Bugs Bunny, like all telling you about how drugs are bad.
Yes, and you even get like a villain who is like a cloud of pot smoke, I think.
Yeah, oh my god. I watched this movie 9 years ago on YouTube and was just like, oh my god, this is so weird.
I have not seen this since I was in like second grade, so I have no idea what I'm getting myself into.
Oh my god.
So,
like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to watch this again, but I'm going to do it.
I know. So pour yourself a big, tall glass of wine before you watch this, because I'm sure
Get out the pink Moscato, guys.
Yeah. Send Kat a wine drop. And I don't know, just mentally prepare yourself for this and, I don't know, lose yourself to the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so join us next week when we watch Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue.
Bye!